How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is running its summer sale right now, and we've got the deals for the absolute ballers out there. The millionaires, the billionaires out there are the only ones that are going to be able to afford these games because, yes, they are all over $20. Some of them even going as high as $49. So open up those wallets, and as I say with these deals, make sure if you pick any of these games up, you have the thought that you're gonna play them in the very near future because they have the room to go down in price. And you know, as far as buying a $5 game or even a $10 game, the opportunity for them to go even lower really isn't there. For a game like a $45 game, a $50 game, yeah, the room is there for them to get cheaper. So keep that in mind. Before we get into this video, a quick word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by ENCORE, a brand new place to learn about and shop for video games and a variety of collectibles. When you're shopping for a card on ENCORE, real collectors tell you about the cards they're selling in short video listings. ENCORE is a marriage of social media and combined with an online auction. It's a great place to find hidden gems while video game collecting, and if you want a good alternative to live stream shopping, and you can find a variety of different listings to check out. If you use my link in the description box below, you'll get up to $200 in credit to spend in the app. All you have to do is download the app and sign up. You can go and look for a variety of games and consoles with a large amount of auctions, and those are really popular. You just swipe to bid, and you can set your max bid, and the system bids up to it automatically, and you can also get a notification when there's 5 minutes left. ENCORE takes trust and safety very seriously. All sellers are ID verified. The ENCORE guarantee protects you when your item comes not as described as well. And on top of that, if you jump on the app, there's tons of giveaways in the app that are completely free to enter. You don't pay anything if you win, including shipping. Check out the link in the description box below and get up to $200 in credits to spend on ENCORE using my link. And you could use it on iOS or the Android app stores. Now, on to the video. With that being said, let's get right into it, and let's start things off with my game of the year of 2025. So far, it's only 10% off, but Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is still absolutely worth it at $45. Hell, at $50, I feel like this game is a bargain. This is one of those games that just an incredibly moving game, an incredibly unique game. The visuals are great. The combat style with the turn-based combat with real-time mechanics, I think is so well done. Soundtrack is remarkable. Story is incredibly unique and compelling. I know some people weren't crazy about the latter portion of the game. I thought the twists and turns of this game were so well done, and I just loved it. Loved this game, and I thought it was a game that did plot twist very, very well. But for $45, yes, it's pricey, but there's a good bit of content. Even if you rush through the main story, it's like 30 hours, and then the optional content is worthwhile as well. Highly recommend Expedition 33. Legitimately one of my favorite games of all time and my game of the year thus far. Next up, Marvel Spider-Man 2. 43% off for $39.89. I like Spider-Man 2. I didn't like it as much as Spider-Man 2018. From a gameplay standpoint, it's definitely better. Narratively, I'm not as high on it, but it's still a really, really solid game. The ability to play as both Peter and Miles, but again, I thought some of the narrative aspects of the game wasn't great, and I know some people were down about the content of the game. I thought that was fine. It's just some of the narrative structure I wasn't crazy about. But for $39.89, I mean, it's one of those games that if you have a PS5, I feel like most of you guys already own it. Play Spider-Man 2018, play Miles Morales, and then certainly play Spider-Man 2 as well. Great game there, but again, I like 2018 better. Forza Horizon 5, 25% off for $45. I saw some people mad at me that I'm talking up Forza Horizon 5 this much. $45 for a game that's 4 years old. Look, a lot of people ran out to spend $60 on Ghost of Tsushima on PC 4 years after the fact, and it was well worth it. Forza Horizon, I put it in that same caliber. I think this game is so good as an open-world racer. It is a lot of fun. There's a lot of content to it, especially with the Realms update that recently dropped. It's just a very, very relaxing game as well. Visuals are stunning on top of that. I love Forza Horizon. Sue me on that one. We'll probably, hopefully, get a Forza Horizon 6 next year. But, yeah, love this game. Just an outstanding game. And the thing is, it came out back in April. It's already 25% off. I think by the fall of this year, it's gonna be 40% off. And at that price point, it's gonna be fantastic. Like the $30, $36 range, I think is gonna be tremendous. But for 45, I still think it's well worth it and a great time to be had there. The other racing game, of course, Gran Turismo 7, $29.39 on that. Gran Turismo is a great time as well. I wasn't blown away by the game like I was some of the earlier Gran Turismos, but I may have just aged out of liking sim racers as much. Not even aged out, just not into sim racers as much as I used to be, but I still had a good time with Gran Turismo. For $29.39, I think it's a fun game, and if you're wanting a racing sim, it's gonna be a worthwhile pickup at this price point. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, $29.39 on this, 58% off. I mean, Tsushima is one of my favorite PlayStation exclusives of all time. I think the game is absolutely outstanding. Highly, highly recommended. Excellent open world action title, and story is really good. I love Jin as a main character, and looks like G.O.T.Y isn't going to have any ties to Tsushima. I would be surprised if there's absolutely no mention. I get that the game is set hundreds of years after, but usually games that are of a similar IP and in the same world and even share the name, you know, Ghost, would have some sort of reference to the earlier games, but who knows? We'll see how that turns out. Tsushima, $29.39. You get the Iki Island expansion here as well. Great pickup there. So definitely worthwhile to check that out. Elden Ring, 40% off for $35.99. I mean, it's Elden Ring. You guys know that these games aren't really my cup of tea as far as the games that I really enjoy, but Elden Ring is still one of those games that I think a lot of people are going to enjoy. And I dug Elden Ring from the standpoint of the exploration of the world and the world design. The gameplay, you know, me getting whooped by the early bosses for 7 hours, really not my cup of tea, but I digress. $35.99 for Elden Ring. God of War Ragnarok, $29.39. Much like Spider-Man 2, liked God of War 2018 more than God of War Ragnarok. Ragnarok's a great game. I actually like the story of this game. I think with Ragnarok, the Atreus sections I also didn't think were that terrible. I know some people were super down on them. I think God of War 2018 for me had that appeal of just being blown away by it, in the sense that I was not expecting to enjoy it as much as I did, because I always liked the God of War games, but I wasn't that invested into Kratos as a character or anything like that. God of War 2018 totally shifted me on that. God of War Ragnarok to me is a lot more of the same, which is a good thing because 2018 was so good, but yeah, didn't have that wow factor like 2018 did for me. Much like Uncharted 2 did over Uncharted 1, and then with Uncharted 3, it did feel like it was more of the same, which again wasn't a bad thing, but diluted some of that shock factor that the earlier game had. But still, fantastic game. Valhalla is great. And hopefully the franchise will go in a pretty cool direction wherever they decide to go, whatever Sony Santa Monica is doing for their next title. Dying Light 2 Stay Human, 65% off for $21, plus subscribers will get it for $18. Now, Dying Light 2 is one of those games that most people would agree Dying Light 1 is the better game. However, Dying Light 2 is still a solid game, all things considered. A really well done open world action title, a good bit of content, and I still love the parkour gameplay and the exploration. I think that is great. Narratively, thought it was interesting at first. The second half, not a big fan of it, but still overall a worthwhile game. But I just beat Dying Light 1 recently. Man, I still love that game. I think that game is awesome, and I highly recommend you play that if you haven't played either. If you already played Dying Light 1 and have yet to check out the sequel, check out the sequel, and then The Beast is coming out next month. Although, The Beast is probably going to be a game. As long as you play Dying Light 1, you'll be able to have a good time with that. Stellar Blade, 29% off for $49.69. It's Stellar Blade. At this point, I feel like most of you guys watching our channel have picked this game up, but yeah, it's a great action title. Awesome soundtrack. The story, there's a decent story here. However, it's not as fleshed out as you would have liked it to be, but hopefully they get that with the sequel that is hopefully, you know, getting deeper into development now that the PC port is out. But a really stylish action title. Yeah, the main character is appealing, but beyond that, there's a really, really well done action game here with a lot of great battles, a great soundtrack, great visuals, and stylish gameplay. For this price point, it certainly is hefty. I would like to see it get down to $40 or even $30, but these Sony published games hold up in price for quite a while. Alan Wake 2 is 60% off for $24. Definitely a good buy for Alan Wake 2. However, a game that, again, I did not like as much as the original. However, Alan Wake, versus Alan Wake 2 a little bit different, where Alan Wake 2 is orders of magnitude better from a UI standpoint, a visual standpoint, an aesthetic standpoint, and so on, and gameplay standpoint. Alan Wake, I just remember enjoying that more in 2010. Alan Wake 2 is still incredible from an atmosphere standpoint. The tension is there, the gameplay is solid, and for $24, I think it's a great pickup. You won't get the DLC, and the Deluxe Edition isn't on sale, but I could very well see the Deluxe Edition go on sale as a part of Wave 2 of this sale that will kick off next week. Next up, we have the Skyrim Anniversary Edition and Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition bundle, 67% off for $26.39. Skyrim is an absolutely phenomenal game, one of the greatest video games of all time. Fallout 4, a really solid game as well that ultimately fell victim to, I think, an insane level of hype, but I think if you go back and play Fallout 4 these days, especially with it being upgraded on PS5, you'll end up having a pretty good time with it. I wouldn't put it at the level of Fallout 3 or New Vegas, but still a very, very good game, all things considered. Next up, we have Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, the Arcade Classics, $29.99 on this for a stellar collection of some phenomenal games. You got X-Men Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superhero vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes, and of course Marvel vs. Capcom 2, one of the most iconic fighting games of all time. And the Punisher is in there as well. You got online play, and an incredible cast of characters across these games, so many recognizable faces. $29.99 for that is great. Sonic Frontiers Digital Deluxe Edition, 70% off for $21. You got Sonic Frontiers, the Explorer's Treasure Box, and the mini digital soundtrack and art book. Really, the base game is what you're after here, and the additional stuff, it's fine, but $21 for Sonic Frontiers, I think, is already a really good pickup. Amazing soundtrack. The gameplay, while it has its issues, I think they've laid the foundation for what Sonic Frontiers can ultimately be, and fingers crossed that we finally get Frontiers 2 next year. 4 years after the original, I think that's a right amount of time ahead of the fourth movie coming out as well. I believe the fourth movie is scheduled for early 27, so would line up as far as that's concerned. Sonic's hot as a brand right now, hot as an IP, and Sonic Frontiers was a great time. So hopefully you guys check that out. Good price on that. Octopath Traveler 2, 60% off for $24 for all of you guys that, want more turn-based JRPGs, man. Octopath Traveler is such a good one with a great cast of characters, awesome art style, great story, good gameplay, just a really, really well-done game, and at $24, I think it's a great pickup. And lastly, we got Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster, Gate Rune, and Dunan Unification Wars, only 20% off for $39.99, but some classic JRPGs here, modernized and updated, not full-on remakes, but updated with UI improvements and accessibility improvements. $39.99 for both of them, given their lengthy games. A good pickup there. Suikoden 1 isn't super, super lengthy, but again, for both games, you're getting quite a bit of content. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals available. Obviously, these at a little bit of a heftier price point, but you gotta pay to play sometimes, and some of you guys that got 7, 8, 9-figure incomes, you can play these games, but obviously I kid. That's gonna do it for me, and let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Links to all of these in the description box below. And like I said, this video was sponsored by ENCORE, so check out the link in the description box below. Have a gander at them if you want some collectibles and cool stuff. Link down below, and as always, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.